In this video tutorial, we will cover the basics of IDE development. As a development environment for our example, we will use VS Code. First, let's open the Help section in our application. Next, go to Technology Stack and API Methods. Expand the Development Modes item, and select the IDE Development subsection. Changes are possible in this section. Therefore, please review the limitations in the Help section. Also note that some methods are not available in development mode. But this does not mean you cannot use them. It's just that in development mode, nothing will be executed. But when you compile the code, this code will perform its assigned functions. In addition to the advantages and disadvantages listed in the current subsection, the most necessary thing is the link to the project itself. Click the Download Project button and go to the project repository. In the description, you can familiarize yourself with the existing examples and the general development guide. You can review this description on your own. To get started, copy the link. Then open VS Code, and in the terminal, enter the command to get the project repository. Then go to the project folder. Install all necessary packages. Wait for all packages to install. After installation, open the project. So, let's analyze the folders. The main folder for work is the source folder. If you change code outside the source folder, we do not guarantee project compatibility. Currently, we see the mounting file, the features folder containing examples, and the shared folder, where common components and utilities are stored. You can delete the features and shared folders, and organize the project structure as you see fit. In this video tutorial, we will only work with example 1, the test form. Open the mounting file and change the code so that example 1 loads. Now let's run the code. We see that the project has started. After the first run, a mock folder appears in the source folder. Mock data will be stored here. Now open the project in a browser. We see that this form is similar to the one that is created when creating forms in the web version. Open our application. Add a widget in Tasks. Give it the name Form. Click Create. Now open Web Development Mode. We see the test form. It is similar to the one launched through the Integrated Development Environment. The code has minimal differences. The main difference is that in the Integrated Development Environment, there is an import of the API function. And in the web version, there is no such import, since in the web version, the API function is global. Working with mock data, input data. Now let's open the running project. Open the browser console. In the console, we see a message that input data is not loaded. In this test project, we do not use input data, however. In most projects they are used, so working with them is considered a standard requirement. Let's save the input data. Open a task. Open our form. Click the Development button. Then click the Input Data tab. Now click the Export button. We see that a JSON file is saved, which contains the input data. Copy this file to the mock data folder. Now reload the page. We see that the console no longer requests input data. That is, the project works with saved input data, working with mock data. Saving Bitrix24 requests. Open the project. We see that there is a method, which, when you click the button, requests data about the current user. This request is made when you click the About User button. Now open the web version of the application. Click the About User button. A message appears in the console stating that you need to save the mock results of the request. It also shows which method was called and with what parameters. Copy the method from the console for further work. Now open the application. Go to the API debugger. Paste the copied method and add the parameters from the console. Click the Send button. Click the Export icon. We see that a JSON file of mock data is saved. Copy this file to the mock folder. Now let's analyze what is in the mock data of a specific request. The file records 4 key elements: Method, the name of the method called via the API method request to Bitrix24. Params, request parameters, result, saved response, delay in milliseconds simulating execution time. The delay field sets an artificial response delay. If necessary, it can be changed, increased or decreased to test the interface operation at different response speeds. Let's explain the more detailed work of mock data. When you work in development mode and call via the API method request to Bitrix24, the application searches in the mock folder for a file with matching data. The search is based on matching the method and parameters. If the file is found, the saved result is returned. If the file is not found, a message appears in the console stating that you need to save mock data, indicating the method and parameters. Now open the form. Refresh the page so that the mock data is picked up. Click the About User button. We see the displayed data. If you change the method or parameters, you will need to save new mock data. Let's demonstrate this. Open the development environment. Create another About User button. Copy the existing method and change its name. In the parameters, specify a value that does not affect the result. Open our form. Click the second button, and we see a message appears in the console. You need to save mock data for the new request. Copy the request parameters. Go to the API debugger, paste them into the data field, and click Send. Save the result. Copy the saved result to the mock folder. Open our form. Refresh the page so that the mock data is picked up. Now click the first About User button, then the second button. We see that the results about the user are the same. We did this to show how mock data is formed. In real projects, independent parameters allow storing different responses for similar requests. For example, first you got user data, then changed it, and you need to get the updated data again. In this case, you can specify an independent parameter and save a new result. Using independent parameters in requests is currently one way to store different results for similar calls. For example, in the first request, you got user data. Then you changed this data through the application and want to get the updated information again. In this case, you can add an independent parameter and save a new result. We understand that this approach requires manual data saving and is not always convenient during active development. Therefore, as an alternative, you can use the new KeyBridge tool. It allows you to make requests to Bitrix24 directly from the development environment, without the need to pre-save mock data. All real responses from the portal will be automatically cached, allowing you to focus on writing code instead of preparing test data. Detailed instructions on using KeyBridge are available in a separate video tutorial in the FAQ section. Now let's analyze how to build a project and upload it. In the integrated development environment, enter the build command. We see that a dist folder has appeared. It contains 2 files. Go to the application. In development mode, select Loading a ready-made solution. Select the compiled JavaScript file and select the style file. Click Send. We see a message that the files have been successfully uploaded. Turn off development mode. Open a task, reload the page. Open the Form tab. Click the About User buttons several times. We see that the main information remains unchanged, while the timestamp updates with each click. This means that each click initiates a real request to Bitrix24. This concludes the current video tutorial. Thank you for watching until the end. I wish you successful work with Bitrix24 and bold ideas for automation.